here is Janet Nesbitt of One Sister. And like I said to you, I have been admiring and buying Janet's fabrics for
long time.
How long have you been designing for Henry Glass?
Over 25 years.
It's amazing. Many of us are familiar with Henry Glass fabrics, just a huge array of different things they design, but you have a very specific style.
I do.
I have and not just the style of the fabric, but the quilts you make. They have this patchwork and very interesting applique. So I have so many questions. So let's start off with the quilt, because this quilt was actually made one time before with a different collection. Is that true?
Well, I am an engineer, so I am not an artist. I don't consider myself an artist. So and I'm a quilter. First and foremost, I am a quilter. And so when I have this all sketched out, then when I start to make it, I need to make it. I'm not very good with doing it on a computer.
Okay, you sketch this out on paper.
I sketch it out on paper, and then I just like you test fabrics. What do I want for my flowers here, and what, and that's how I do it. So I have to have what I call a development quilt. And and it helps me, how many reds do I need and how many blues, and
balance.
Gives me my color count and my skew count. And this one was a little heavy, but they went with it for me. And so 'cause I had, I was hired initially with Henry Glass to design plaids.
Really? Just specifically plaids?
Specifically plaids. They're looking for someone to do plaids.
I think you've expanded well past that.
Yeah. Never say never.
Right. That's incredible. So this quilt, was this just something in your mind? How did this specific quilt come to you?
So some of my best designs come to me in the middle of the night.
Okay.
And I got out of bed and went and sketched it.
You dreamed this. This was like a dream.
It was like a dream. It was a big five-pointed star with applique baskets, and so my initial sketch, I had to do some figuring to figure out how to get the star pieced and how I was going to do that. The applique part was easy.
Yeah, because this, and remember, I promised you there's a tutorial coming, but I want to know how you think. I did not actually know you were an engineer. What kind of engineer?
I'm a civil engineer, but with an emphasis on structures.
Okay, so this is why. This is like a structural problem for you that you have to solve.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
This makes more sense, but you obviously are left brain and right brain. Your artistry is incredible.
Well, thank you.
And that takes me to the fabric.
Yes.
You have a very unique style. And this one in particular, the name of it, Flossie's Flowers, there has to be a connection.
There is.
And what is it? I know there has to be.
There is. So I first proposed Henry Glass, pressed flower line, just in what we call this, my basic color palette.
Okay.
And I have an aunt, my Aunt Mabel, my mom's sister. She and I used to pal around, and we'd go to all the national parks, Glacier and Rainier, and then we went on a lot of hikes. And so we would always gather wildflowers, and then she would press them and give these. So like this is a picture of me on Mount Rainier.
Oh.
And she wasn't so much wanting a picture of me as she wanted the wildflowers that we picked, and that we got them at Rainier. And so this is a little grass widow, and then this one has a little buttercup in the bottom because we always looked for that first buttercup.
Is this what you did with her? These are ones you did?
Well, she did these. But we were always gathering flowers, and so that she could press them, and then she would give them to me.
Was Flossie a nickname?
Well, so now, Mabel, Aunt Mabel,
right?
She's already had her fabric line. She had Mabel's mittens.
She had a fabric line too?
She already had a fabric line. So it's like, that we got to spread it around a little bit. And so, and Flossie's Flowers just sounds better. And so Flossie was my great aunt. She's on the cover of the quilt here. So this is my grandma Rooney and her brother and her sister Flossie.
Oh
I know. So it's just, and they all love to garden also. And and Grandma and I would go and pick wildflowers also.
That
so
is amazing.
It's just sort of a sentimental thing.
And quilts are that, right?
Yeah.
There's something about when we make these quilts, it's like a connection to our past, our family, even people we didn't know, but they were maybe quilters or maybe they were gardeners. And I think that your color palette it's not this bright and vibrant like modern. It takes us back into these times. And so this is a beautiful connection. I love that. So as I said to you, there's an incredible amount of patchwork here, and this is fairly straightforward, but these are not as obvious.
No, they are not.
But you have a secret weapon.
I do have a secret weapon, yes.
And you're going to show us how to use that. So we'll get these things kind of cleaned up, and then Janet's going to show us tips and techniques, because what we want is when you get a kit, you can be successful.
Right.
And I know that we could have called you on the phone, but I'm like, well, let's get her out and hear her tips and techniques because
it's, I learned a long time ago that color it's a God-given, it's a gift that everyone sees color differently. And so I never say you need this orange here and this pink here, because you're going to have different combinations. I like red and purple together, red, purple, and orange. So I tend to put those colors together. You're going to have different colors that you like together. So you're going to build your quilt with the colors that you like best.
I love that. So even though we're seeing this, maybe when you get your kit, people have the liberty, you're giving them the freedom.
Right. That's right.
to do whatever they want here.
Yeah, put their color where they like it best.
And you know what's nice about that? If two of you are maybe quilting together, which we see that a lot at quilt retreats, they come in groups of 2 or 4, and sometimes you're working on the same project. People can do the layout they want.
That's
and
right.
So
and they can look different.
Yep. So
you're making it your own.
Thank you for giving us that freedom, because I feel like some people are like, I have to have a close-up and lay it out just like she did, and now we don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that.
Thank you, Janet, for that freedom.
Yes.
So we'll get this cleaned up, and then we'll be back, and you can talk us through how it is we make these so precise, not only here, but I know in the 2 corners.
We have a little
something
point down
there.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back.
So when I was engineering this quilt, trying to decide how to get these nice skinny legs on my star, I was trying to, a 45-degree angle was not working for me. So I instantly thought of the Tri-Rex ruler set. And this ruler set is to help you actually do star points, 1 for each side. And this is your right side, and then you also have to cut this way with it upside down to get the left side. You naturally get pairs if you cut them fabrics either right sides together or wrong sides together. Okay, so since I had lots and lots of darks and I only need 30 units, I chose to cut the darks out of rectangles, but with the lights you can cut them in pairs. Okay, so for the whites, when you get a pair, you're going to cut it either right sides together or wrong sides together. It doesn't matter. And you've given yourself a straight edge.
Yep.
Perpendicular to your edge. And so you place your ruler, and I like to slide it around, and I'll show you, but you also can use the grip dots if you choose.
Okay.
So I've got this edge right up against the raw edge. This looks good, but then I peek over the top, and I'm not quite on the raw edge, and this is your point. And so it's the important part, so I'm going to scoot it up so it's right on the raw edge of the fabric.
Subtle.
And then I check that I am square, and then you cut up the side, and then there's a little nubbin right here, and we're also going to take that off.
Oh, it's tiny.
It's tiny. Okay, and we just take that off.
Perfect.
And then you can flip your ruler and cut another set of pairs.
Oh, fantastic.
And then take the nubbin off right here.
Okay, and just keep cutting.
And just keep cutting, flipping your ruler back and forth.
Nice.
And when you cut them 2 thicknesses, so you get the opposites.
Yes.
You get a left and a right.
Yes.
Okay.
So, because I can see how on this one, I've got the color or the white, the color here and the white here, but you need the reflection.
You need the, yes.
Okay. This is why you're flipping it back and forth.
And because I don't want all of them. I want them to be all different fabrics all along the edge. I want it to be scrappy.
Yeah.
So in the book, I ask you to cut the darks from rectangles. And so here I have 2 different rectangles.
More variety this way.
More variety.
Okay.
And then you can pair them up with whatever. So if this is going to be with the purple, it doesn't always have to be with the purple. The next one, it can be with the gold.
Nice.
Okay, so let's start with the easy one with the ruler just right side up.
Okay.
And we'll see what that gives us. When in doubt, just, okay, I'm checking my raw edge up here. Take my little nubbin off. This one is waist.
Okay.
Okay, so now what do I have? I have my right side. Okay, so I need this left side. So this is like going to help us, okay?
No, this is another project in the book, though.
Yes, you can use it in another project, too.
Bonus.
But
get the book.
So if you're having trouble deciding with the words right side up, that gives you the right sides. And when you turn it upside down, so the words are upside down, that is your left side.
That's a good way to remember that.
Right, because you need the same number of right sides as left sides.
Yep.
Okay, so now I am going to, again, I'm going to turn my rectangle this way because it's easier for me to cut.
Yep, more natural.
And again, I am lined up with my raw edge here, the raw edge here. Cut that. This is waist, and then I turn my ruler. I know I don't typically cut towards myself. It's like I learned, yes, I had lots of relatives hollering at me not to do that.
Or a spinning mat if you've got one, sure.
Yes, so a spinning mat, yes. So then now you have your
I
your
get
left
it.
side. Okay, you get it? And then we have our 2 pieces of the white. So now we can sew together our 2 units. We've got
that notching makes it perfect.
Yes, and so then when you fold it right sides together, then you want your little nubbin to line up with the bottom edge of that rectangle.
So I need to move this down.
You need to move it down. And then if you peek on the other side,
look at that.
Magically, it lines up on the other. Yeah.
So this is the alignment, not up higher where I was.
That is, yes, because this little nubbin that you took off lines up with the bottom of the...
Wow.
And it should also do it on the back side.
What an incredible tool.
See, and then it lines up right
Okay. This is a secret weapon.
There it is. I'm going to use this pen just to point. Your stitch line is going to go right through that.
This corner.
That point on that corner.
That is amazing.
Okay.
Wow. I see why.
These rulers are really good. And
they're worth it.
Yes, you don't get your points cut off. You don't get them sky high up out of the... Right? Like you guys did. You followed the directions.
We did. We followed very carefully. And it's an incredible book. Stellar Garden, as Janet was mentioning, not only has this incredible quilt, you've got other projects in here. In fact, this is the one... Is it correct, Janet, that uses this?
Right, for these units, and then these I call them 5440 or fight stars.
Yeah.
But for these with the long skinny points, the long skinny star points.
So if you've got a bunch of scraps, do you have a few scraps?
Oh, I have a few
I
scraps.
might have a few scraps, and I bet you do too.
You could make cute little scrappy stars.
And that's where you would use both of these?
Both of the
tools.
Both
of these. So even though in this project, we only use this one,
right?
Rights and lefts, you're going to get both. And in the book, you're going to get all of this. So awesome value in that book. So
we're going to sew right through the point out here with a 1/4 inch seam, and that will look like this. So the 1/4 inch seam, it comes right through this point on your little nubbin.
Yeah, you were saying that.
And then we're going to press out to the dark.
Okay.
Okay? So then now you have here's your unit right there. Oh, wow. So here.
This is incredible.
Yes, so those will all go on this side of the quilt. This other unit over here, when they get sewn, they'll be on the other side of the quilt.
That is incredible. What an amazing tool. And that notching gives you exactly where this is going to go.
Right, because you're going to come in, you're sewing your 1/4 inch, and you're going to come right in on that diagonal seam.
That little nubbin, as you call it, is very helpful.
Okay, now I'm going to clear these away.
Okay.
And when we have our unit piece, we have all our units pieced, we've got 2 little tricky, we want these bottom star points to be nice and sharp.
Oh, yes, they are different than the others.
Different. So it's just those 2 units down on the bottom.
I see them.
Yeah, you see them?
I do.
So in order to do that, again, this is going to be this one over on this direction.
Okay. So we make this to start with, but we're going to do something else to it?
Right. You're going to make, I think, 15 of each.
Okay.
Then you're going to pick one of each, one for each side.
Okay, so this is going to happen 2 times.
2 times.
2 times.
2 times. So you will take this little 3-inch square and draw out the line with a friction pin. And let's just peek. If you sew on this line, what's going to happen? See,
look at that.
It sharpens out that point for the bottom of your
easier
start.
than I thought.
I know.
I thought there was some shenanigans here.
No. We like it plain and simple. It's way easier than it looks.
That's...
Okay.
Those are music. That's music to my ears.
Okay. Right. So you've got your line. You're going to sew diagonally. You will trim 1/4 inch.
Yep.
And then this is what it looks like.
Look at that.
And those are your bottom points. So make this, put your square on, sew diagonally, take a peek, make sure that you've sewn the right direction.
Yep.
not the other way. And then this is what it looks like.
Amazing.
And you've got your 1/4 inch allowance here at your point.
That is incredible.
So I love these tools. I use them a lot. They round things out. They make things circular, like barn roofs and.
That's amazing. So you've used these tools not only in Stellar Garden, but in other books.
And other books too.
Okay, so that's a whole thing. If you're a Janet Nesbitt fan like I am, I'm getting this.
Well, the mountains are calling. That's with all those mountains and the trees. That is all cut with this ruler.
Oh my gosh.
This ruler set. Yeah.
I love learning firsthand. I would have not thought about making sure to peek at the top and how important that nubbin is that you call it.
Right.
That is very important. Very important. And then it's in the right spot.
Yes.
This is why I asked Janet to come out and I didn't try to attempt this myself.
Because they're not hard. It's just little.
Yep.
And now I'll have a video. They say, why don't you have a video? And I'll say, go see.
Go see Shabby. Janet, thank you I know you're always busy designing your next fabric collection, your next book. And for you to carve out some time for us today.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
I did not know you were an engineer. I did not know you'd been designing for 25 years. Yeah. We continue to be Janet Nesbitt fans and to get this chance to meet you. I've seen you at market many times. But it's always in passing.
Right. And everybody has things to do.
They do. Yep. So we are so grateful. And again, if you're like, I have to have this quilt in my home, it's amazing. And as we know, these collections are actually very short-lived.
They are getting shorter and shorter-lived.
Yes.
Yes. So you can't say, oh, I'm going to wait and see if I get it for Christmas, because you need to get them on that Christmas present now.
I know.
They don't need to tell you, but they need to at least get their name on the list and get one.
That is it. And of course, all of the applique prefused and laser cut. So
I know. I know there's a lot of you out there that are going to be so happy that all these appliques are laser cut and all ready for you to just lay on there and stitch.
So they can get it done faster, so they can work on their next Janet Nesbitt project.
That is correct.
So head to the website to get your kit. There's a beautiful 108-inch backing, your thread set. And of course, subscribe. Opportunities like this to meet Janet Nesbitt, and who knows who's going to be on deck next in our video. Thank you again, Janet, and thank you for giving us a part of your day.
Thank you all for listening.
Yes, and we'll see you soon on a future Shabby video.